Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
And Terrence.
What's up?
All right, guys, we are back. There is plenty to talk about, so let's get right into it. I watched the first episode of Shrinking on Apple TV. Micah, you talked about this a couple weeks ago. This is the new show done by the same people behind Ted Lasso. Yeah, it's really good. I 100% agree with you, Micah. It's excellent TV. Sad, but also funny. And what's his name? Jason Segel. That guy just has a likable quality about him. You should check it out if you do have Apple TV. It feels just as wholesome as Ted Lasso with that like shade of darkness to it that Ted Lasso has as well. So I like that, and I guess that's just the type of characters they like writing.
Yeah. 3-dimensional characters. Yeah,
real people.
Real people going through real things. Yeah, it's good. It gets better as the show goes on. Something happened in one episode that I was afraid was going to happen, and I'm curious how they kind of get out of it, or if they choose not to get out of it. But the show does get darker, a little darker, but not like not like a big tonal shift. But
right.
Jason Segel's character gets a little more 3-dimensional. So yeah, it's a really good show, man. Yeah. And it's only like a half an hour, so you can just kind of breeze through them.
Yeah, it was a pretty easy watch. But I mean, it's getting to a point now. I don't know that I would say Apple TV doesn't miss, but they're getting there, man. Like,
no, they miss. They miss. You're just watching the really good stuff. There's a lot of garbage on Apple TV.
Did you have a chance to watch Sharper yet?
No, I'm watching it tomorrow.
Okay, so am I. Okay.
But the After Party. Is that a hit?
Not for me.
No.
Not for me. My wife loved it. My wife loved it.
My wife loved that show. And I don't mind it. I like Sam Richardson a lot. But it's not a show that I would necessarily tell people to run out and see. There was another show that my wife liked on Apple TV that was a bit of a chore. It starred Uma Thurman, right? That was the big hook, right? That it stars Uma Thurman. No, it's a COVID show, and Uma Thurman is in it for maybe 20 minutes. And when I say that, I mean the entire run of the series.
Oh,
She's
wow.
only in it for like 20 or 30 minutes.
It's like leading Scream 1 with like starring Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
It's a stab. End of story.
Right.
And we're moving on.
So, and that show was not good. I don't even remember the name. If I remembered it, I would tell you so that you could stay away. But nah. Okay. So, and I've heard different things about Sharper. So
I am looking forward to that. I did watch I did watch Hello Tomorrow. I watched the first episode of that as well. I can't quite get a beat on it yet. Like, that's actually a pretty interesting show too. It's it takes place in like kind of like a 1950s ish kind of future, and they're selling, like, Billy Crudup plays like a salesman, and he's selling plots to live on the moon. And so it's like a weird modern, like, it looks like the 1950s, but it's a slightly more modern world than that. But he's got like kind of a darker side to him, right? Like, he's like divorced, and like he's got like a spouse that died. It's interesting, and he's like estranged from his son and everything else. But it was a bit fascinating. I have to go back and watch them a little bit more to kind of get a feel for it. But I mean, what I will give Apple TV credit for is they leap on a lot of things. Like, they'll take a leap on a really seemingly random idea. Sometimes it works out. Severance being one of them, right? So you never can tell. let's talk about The Last of Us, the 7th episode. I really like this episode. Apparently, this is based on DLC, giving more of Ellie's kind of character background. Or as I saw it mentioned on Twitter today, another flashback episode that did not move the plot forward. You can totally skip this episode. I was like, and so I just did a quote tweet and wrote, character development is important. Because apparently, even though that person's a writer, didn't understand that, which I find to be amazing. Yeah, I mean, people on the internet are dumb.
I mean, theoretically, you could, like, even the game skipped it, but you probably shouldn't.
Right, it's character development.
Understand what, like, what's going on in the mind of a character. So, no, you know, I don't know, man.
If you're paying attention to the show, this answered a lot of questions in this episode. She says in like episode 2, this is like, this isn't the first time I've used a gun. They didn't show it, but like clearly she's immune. And Riley got bit, and Riley is no longer with her. So I'm going to assume she probably shot her at the end. Like when it came time, she probably had to take her out.
Right.
Dumbass. Like that's character development. That's plot.
You also see how she gets bit, right? Like how she finds out she's immune, right? You also find out why her connection to Joel becomes so strong, right? Like it's fine up until this point. Then Joel gets seriously injured, and then it's like, why wouldn't she just be like, you know what, fuck it, this world sucks, I'm leaving. Well, here's an episode to show you the last time something like this happened to someone she was deeply close to, right? It's also a way, if you notice, like because they were counting the Frank episode, was it Bill and Frank episode, as a throwaway episode too, which I'm like, what? Do you just not like good television? Because that's fucking weird. But again, it's to show you, like, to me, it's also a way to show levity. You can't, like, Micah, the three of us were talking offline about this the other day. Like, if you just leave it as it is, it becomes misery porn, right? Like, you need an episode of just like watching this love story between these two guys, right? It's light. Yeah, it has some heavier moments, but it's still light, right? It's not in the doldrums of like how hard the world is in the modern moment. Them going to the mall in this episode is a like, hey, they're playing in the arcade. It's kind of fun. They're goofing around. It's a light moment that actually makes the heavier moments that much heavier. Like it's actually a weapon of like good writing, not a show that would just show a bunch of misery and violence porn that's been on for 35 fucking seasons called The Walking Dead that sucks.
The fact that this
should have taken his arm.
Like this
still mad.
This is the best medium for which this story and probably an Uncharted like series should work, right? Because in the game, right, you have that option of just blazing through, right? In the game, you don't get the relationship between Bill and Frank. You just get the aftermath of what happened. It's very different. And you get an embittered Bill. And in the game, you could go through it without ever playing that DLC because it came out after the fact. But the fact that it's inserted in the story where it's supposed to be, instead of, I beat the game, I know the story, now let me go back and find out what this, what was going on in the mind of this character. It fits better because it's supposed to be there, right? Like, it's like reading chapters, 1 through 5 and 7 through 10, and then going back to read chapter 6. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so it fits better in the story. So, I mean, look, if you could skip it if you want, but like, what's the point? Like, what's the point of watching TV if you're just gonna skip random episodes?
Right. Like, the creators laid it out in a way to give you full understanding of the characters, to show you their motivations and everything else. just watch it. Like this is why motherfuckers don't get shows. I skipped 3 episodes and this shit was whack. Well, maybe if you actually fucking watch the show, just watch the fucking show. Like, you could have skipped it. Or, here's an idea. Why don't you just stop watching the show altogether then? Like, at that point, just stop watching the show altogether. If you're enjoying a show, why would you just want to skip an episode? I don't understand that.
And the interesting thing is, episode 3 and 7, okay, if you want to skip those, what do you have left? You've got 1, 4, 5, 6. All right, those are all, like, every episode has been great, right?
Yeah.
All of them. But, like, episode 3, you get a little bit of, like, it basically motivates Joel, right?
Right.
Once they meet up with they don't meet up with Bill. He and Frank are dead, but he reads the letter, and you see this whole love story, and it's like, yo, we're here to take care of people if we can. That's what we're here to do. So take care of the people that are close to you by any means necessary. That was character development for Joel. This episode that just passed gives you a whole lot more character as to why Ellie is the way she is. She's not crazy, but like, she has never had family, right?
Right.
And she's only really been close to 2 people, Joel being the second person in her life, and she's fucking 14 years old. And she lost the first person because they got bit. So
she's what an escalator was, yo.
Right. She was like,
right.
like that. It's like, okay, so yeah, just skip it. Like, so you just don't give a fuck about this character then. Why skip the episode? If you just don't want to know about why she is the way she is, fine, I guess you can skip it. But this fleshed her out a lot more. Like, she's a fighter, clearly. She punched that chick in the face.
She did. She fucked her up.
She was like, "You're not a fighter." Right? She's gone. She's like, "Huh."
I bet.
Right. She just looked at her.
15 stitches.
God, man, she fucked her up. But yeah, and she's incredibly smart because the whoever, I don't know whether he was a sergeant, commander, whatever. He's like, yo, you are so smart, you're dumb.
Yeah, you're gonna fuck your
what
life
he said
up.
to her. You're so smart, like, you're kind of stupid. Like, look, you can be an officer, and you can tell them what to do, or you can be a grunt to be told what to do, and you're too smart for that. Knock it off.
Yeah.
So she doesn't like authority, but she does like people that are like physically stronger, like that she feels safe with, like with Riley. Right. Like, she's bigger, she's a little older, and she sees Riley in Joel, I guess. So, yes. It's I don't know, man. These people,
I just like, I saw that. I was like,
fucking John Wick that has no plot, and just fucking action movies with no plot. Beautiful, like, just action and explosions, and just leave the fucking smart television to everyone else.
Yeah,
shut the fuck up about your dumbass, whack ass takes.
Because I was just like, skip it. It's like, what are you talking about?
It's obnoxious as fuck, man. God damn.
Well, and
also because they're lesbians.
Oh, I'm sure that has something to do with it. It always
woke
does.
Filler. It's a woke filler. That's what I saw.
Woke filler. Of
Bill
course.
and Frank were gay. Woke filler. Ellie is a lesbian. Woke filler. But, like, the nigga that wrote the game wrote this whole episode. This was his solo writing. Like, he wrote this whole episode himself. So what are you talking about?
But I love the game, but I hated this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I
like that gay
really
shit. Like, okay, god damn it.
I really don't understand that. People who love the game but
don't like the show. Like,
yeah, well, actually, maybe I do, because I didn't hate the game, but the game is really fucking annoying, and Joel is really fucking annoying, and I actually really like Joel.
Yeah, but you're the opposite. You're not in love with the game, but you love the show. Like,
yeah. Like, all right.
Yeah, everyone
it's a sea of those people, and then there's you by yourself.
Right, everyone that loves Joel in the game, they're like, "Oh, this dude's a bitch in the show." I'm like, he's a human.
Right. He's not a fucking murder machine. So everybody hates him now. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
I mean, your point about shrinking is goes along with this. Like, I don't think people like 3D characters. Like, I really don't think I think people are so used to having characters that are so fucking one-dimensional. And now television has created, like, it's like prestige television show after television show are so like heavy on characters, especially especially this is going to happen more and more, by the way, as you get into more like video game adaptations, that most of those characters are one dimensional. And I don't mean that like quite literally. I mean, just like character wise, that this is going to happen more and more.
I don't even think that it's that characters in the game, in game, most characters in games are one dimensional. I agree with that. But there is a certain ludonarrative dissonance that is at play when you tell me that I'm supposed to be rooting for this guy, right? Like, not again, another Naughty Dog property, Uncharted, right? You're supposed to love Nathan Drake.
He's a straight up
Nathan Drake is a mass murderer.
He unnecessarily murders people. He's like, you're in the way of me getting this treasure. You didn't do anything. I'm just going to slit your fucking throat.
So he's a filthy pirate.
Right, killing other filthy pirates. Right.
I get it. I may even support it. I'm just saying that's fucked up.
And that's the thing, right? Like, everyone who plays the game is playing Joel that way. They're playing Joel not as a father who lost a daughter and now has to care for a surrogate. They're playing him as a man who has an objective, Ellie, right? And has to get that objective from point A to point B and can't let anyone stop him. So they go around murdering people. And like that's the issue. Like, if you don't go through that, if you just watch the cutscenes, I guarantee you wouldn't have this weird thing where everyone's just like, oh fuck, this Joel's a pussy or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I am very interested to see what happens if like God of War is done seriously, right? Like they don't just like goofball it up. They actually take it seriously. And I think they will. Like, it'll be interesting to see how people react to like this father-son narrative, because that's going to be the heavy of the show. It has to be, right? You have to give Kratos something to be anchored to narratively. And it can't just be wielding a giant axe. I get it. Those scenes look dope as fuck, but that can't be the point of the show. It has to have a narrative. And I think people are losing, as these adaptations are becoming more and more, like they're losing that connection of like what shows are supposed to be. They have to be about something. Like it's really, really weird. And look, God love those movies, but Terrence is absolutely right. John Wick don't have a plot. And that's why people love those movies. Like, you can just turn that shit on, brain off, and just watch the plot go forward constantly. There's no stopping for any conversation. There's nothing. There's barely talking in the damn thing. And I think those movies are fun as hell, but they have their place. But I'm not watching 8 episodes of that all the time. Like, I'm just not. I want to hear people like talk about something, have something interesting to say. Because, and I also think like of prestige television, and then we can move on. Like, of prestige television, so much of it is adaptations now. Which is an interesting thing. Like, before, you had Sopranos and Breaking Bad and stuff that were all original things to pull you in, right? People have something to compare it to. Like, if The Last of Us was a show all on its own, I don't think you'd get any of that conversation, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because I think people would be like, wow, this is fucking interesting or whatever.
There are a lot of people that are like, they can't help but compare it to the game. It's like an impossibility. You have to if you play through the game.
Right. I understand that. I'm not mad at that. But like, assuming that it's an adaptation, it's not a 1-to-1 copy, assuming that an adaptation is going to be exactly the same as what you saw in the previous version of whatever that is silly. Like, it's silly, especially a video game to a prestige television show. Like, they quite literally cannot be exactly the same.
Right.
So, they tried a 1-to-1 adaptation. It was called Doom. It wasn't good. So, I don't know, man. Maybe don't ask for that. First episode of the 3rd season of The Mandalorian, entitled The Apostate. What did you guys think of this?
I'm not gonna lie, I skimmed it because I was out all day and just caught it at the maybe like an hour ago. I did see it, but I wasn't paying that much attention. From what I saw, it looked cool.
Yeah.
Like,
that's right.
It looks good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, but it's it's the first chapter of a story. I do like it. I am impressed with how the show looks, and it got me thinking about like what's the name of that technology that they use?
The volume.
The volume.
Yeah.
What is that? That stage?
They'll all wrap around stage.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great for TV. Don't do it in movies.
I agree.
Didn't they do that? Ant-Man?
Yep.
Yeah, don't do that for movies.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful on TV. It looks magnificent. But when you do it for movies, it looks fake. And I'm afraid that, that's my biggest fear for something like Fantastic Four. Because Fantastic Four, they're spacefaring. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there's a lot of science fiction elements, and I don't want it to look fake. I know it's fake. I don't want it to. It's like wrestling. I know it's fake. I don't want it to look fake. Right.
Right. I hear you. I think using the volume in certain aspects is fine, but it should be used sparingly. In television, I think you're right. I think it does make television actually look like very grand. And you could do a lot of things with a budget you would normally not exist, right, for a television show. So I actually 100% agree with you. It's the first episode is good. They crammed a lot into 38 minutes. Like there was way more action in this episode than I thought there would be. I was like, oh shit, okay. I was surprised. As far as the story, they're kind of like, it's like you said, it's the first chapter of a story. Like they're trying to put all the characters in their places, right? Like they're setting them up and then be like, and go. So I expect the next few episodes to be a bit longer, to kind of flesh out a little bit more story. But yeah, it's kind of good to be back in this universe. I think it's a really fun part of the Star Wars universe. So I'm all in. Or again, as I heard on Twitter the other day, it's just Star Wars light. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
It doesn't have a lightsaber in it, so it's Star Wars light. Like it's not real Star Wars, I guess.
It's like it's got like the dark saber, right? Right. That's it.
Yeah, but you didn't see it though. You didn't see it.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see it.
Like, did he? Does he still have it? He said he still had it. I didn't see it.
He's like,
she's like, do you still have it? He was like, yeah.
Let me see.
Wave that thing out.
No.
I was like, oh.
It's at home. I left it at home.
Hold on. You said you saw what is it? House Party, Micah?
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah. Let's not skip that.
I was going to wait till we talk about the trailers.
Oh, but, something else. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can. But, yeah, that's perfectly fine.
Just to compare and contrast what I saw versus what I am apparently going to have to see again.
I mean, you're only going to have to see it if the other person that lives in your house sees it. You don't have to see it.
Well, look, the fact that it's coming out in theaters means that trailers are going to be on TV shows, and she is the queen of television. So it's only a matter of time. Unless
I feel like it depends on what shows also.
Oh, the show she watches is 100% going to be on that.
I think it's going to be on the shows. I think it's going to be on the shows that my black ass wife watches.
I think the trailer. I think the trailer is definitely going to be on whatever Housewives of the Potomac or whatever bullshit she watches.
Those still come on. Like those housewives or whatever, Real Housewives or whatever.
Oh yeah, they do. They're
very popular.
They don't look good, man. The
people on the show or the show?
Both.
They all got fucking plastic surgery.
They look nuts.
All got plastic surgery. It doesn't
crazy.
It doesn't.
You're 55 years old. It's fine. Damn.
You look great already. Just let it age gracefully.
You look fine. You're caked up in makeup. You look fine. You don't need all that extra shit. And some of them don't look fine, right? Like,
well, they never did. They never did.
I did watch something that you all don't care about. The new season of Bel Air is out.
I watched the first 2 episodes. You know what's interesting about that show? It's cliche as fuck, right?
Yeah.
Incredibly cliche. But I just like the characters.
That's
it.
That's
I just
the only
like the
thing.
characters. I like the acting and the characters. That's what exactly. I just like the characters. That's it.
I have not watched any of this show.
It's not for you. You would not like that show at all.
Really? You don't think so?
Peacock?
I have access to Peacock, yes.
I'd give it like 2 episodes. If you
How
can get
long
to
are
the
the
first 2
episodes? Are they 30 minutes?
They're an hour.
Oh, they're an hour.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
Yeah, they're an hour, right?
Nah. Look, I have a very limited window of TV time as it is. For me to dedicate an hour to dedicate to a new show that is hour-long episodes feels not likely. Not likely.
Yeah, you're not gonna, especially if you started the first season, because you're just gonna get annoyed at like Carlton. And one of the things about this new season that I'm very happy about is that it seems like Carlton and Will are finally like on the same page like they were in the after the first season of.
I was gonna say it took a season or 2 in the original.
Yeah, it took like a season or 2, but they're cool. They're like, and thank God, because like I didn't want to watch the show because of Carlton, because his ass was getting on my fucking nerves. Everything about him, from his uppity ass attitude to the fact that his hairline. I mean, hit that look. I know I'm not one to be talking about hairlines. All right, mine looks like a earthquake fault. Right, I get it, but this dude, his head is his hairline is like back here, and it's just really annoying. Like, just let it go, Like keep it short.
20,
let it go.
What the fuck?
It happens. It happens to the best of us, Terrence. Fuck off.
And he's I mean, mine is going to, but he's only 24,
Yeah, you ain't 24 either.
God damn, 24. Oof.
Ali Sholatan.
That is.
I mean, it still grows. Like, what the fuck? It still grows out. Look, he was obnoxious through like half the first season.
Oh my god,
but like this season,
Carlton was on like Adderall or some shit.
Yeah, he's got anxiety.
He's got anxiety, so he's got a drug problem.
I thought the nigga was doing coke. I was like, yo, what is happening?
I was like, Jesus Christ.
They're really taking this quite seriously. Jesus Christ.
Right, he's snorting his fucking anxiety medication.
Oh, he's snorting Adderall? Well, that's going to give a very different response to your body. That is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
But this new season I have higher hopes for. Not higher hopes. I enjoyed the first season. So yeah, new season of Blair is as Scott Donahue would say. Right here on the road.
Yeah, Jeffrey's fucking Black James Bond and shit.
Jeffrey is a fixer, He's like a Black James Bond, like Terrence said, and he's like he's Philip's like fixer. Like, if some shit needs to go down or he needs to get information, Jeffrey just goes out and does whatever British people do to get it.
Whatever British people do.
And
You're saying a lot of things that turn me off about this show, but equally you're saying a lot of things that pique my interest. So this is a real problem.
It's so wild. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I enjoy it a lot. Like, again, you can see shit coming from a mile away, but it's just something about the characters and the actors and actresses that I actually like. And fucking Ashley was in the last episode. Playing a teacher.
The original Ashley?
Yeah. She got fired for teaching black kids black shit. So that's
And a little white girl saw it and was like, "Nope, I'm gonna get this bitch fired." Like, all right, yo.
No more CRT. All right, let's move into topics this week. Micah,
so there's a anybody remember the Hawkeye show?
I do. I enjoyed that show quite a bit.
Yeah, remember there were LARPers in that show?
Yes, there were.
So my family and I we went to a park the other day because it's February and 60 degrees because global warming is a thing. And we went for a walk and we saw
this is a hilarious conversation Mike and I have been having over the last couple of days.
Yeah,
apparently our wives are completely unaware of how cold it actually is outside. My wife is like, "Oh, it's 50. Let's go outside." Why? That's not warm. Yeah. I don't want to be outside.
50's not that cold.
Yeah, you got the sniffles though. So you got the sniffles.
Yeah. If you're sick,
the sniffles. A nice brisk jacketless walk in February.
Yeah, I'll throw a jacket on, but like 50's not that cold to me.
That's a wonderful. It's not. It's too cold for a baby. It's too cold.
It's too cold for little kids. No, just in the house.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, apparently, our wives are separated at birth with this ridiculous thought process.
and we saw some LARPers out there. There were actual LARPers out there.
Magic missile.
Like Hawkeye. Yeah, they were doing that shit. Like they had that big ass like shields and
were they kids or like adults?
37-year-olds.
What do you think? They were like 40. Maybe not 40. Maybe not 40. They were like Brad's age. Oh,
like 38?
Right. And look, I'm not knocking them, right? They ain't bothering nobody. Right? They ain't bothering nobody. They out there having fun. In a different timeline, with me still being with a different person, I probably would be out there, not enjoying myself. But those people were, and it was a good time. And I was like, oh shit, actual LARPers. Like I didn't know they do that out here. And they even had like black people or brown people. My wife was amazed because she saw a dark-skinned Indian dude, and he had like elf ears that matched his complexion. I was like, yeah, nice. They do that now.
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah. So anyway, Hawkeye. There was a stage.
The that your son skinned his knee? Or was this a different day?
That was a different day. That was a different day. He was whining about something else that day. Because he's a bit of a issy say. So there was a stage show, a musical.
You're gonna fucking.
I said it in Pig Latin. People don't understand Pig Latin. I said it in Pig Latin.
I feel like Pig Latin is probably offensive now too, isn't it? I don't know. I'm just making.
Cop Latin. We get it. Whatever. It's fine.
Well, you need to tell them people down in Pigtown, which is a neighborhood in New York, in Baltimore. Pigtown.
Yeah, Pigtown, absolutely. I went to a coffee shop the other day. They were like, we have another location. It's in Pigtown, and they even had their little icon inside of a flying pig. I was like, see? It's fine.
So Hawkeye, if you remember, had a musical called Rogers, and it was all about the Battle of New York. And apparently, that is going to be made into an actual on-stage musical, a short 1-act musical that will be performed at Disney California Adventure this summer.
Cool.
Disney Parks show has a little teaser for it with a woman dressed as Captain, not as Captain Carter, as Peggy Carter, from her Agent Carter days, going to the musical for Rogers, which doesn't make sense because Captain America was still on ice during this version of Peggy Carter.
Yes.
So why would she be going to this particular musical that has Captain America, Thor, Tony Stark, Hawkeye, Black Widow, Ant-Man, who wasn't there, and some dude in a green hoodie representing the Hulk. Look, this thing was in the show. This musical was bad, right? Like it was not good in canon. So I don't know why they would. I mean, I guess just to have fun.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Look, I would rather if you do it, like do it, right?
Like go to Broadway, like really do it.
Yeah, like do it. Like Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark or whatever it was. That musical that was absolutely doomed. It was cursed because people kept dying and falling and shit.
Yeah, they got really injured. But people did say the show was actually pretty good.
I really wanted to see it.
Yeah.
But that whole break a leg thing and
like on opening night, I believe it was. Spider-Man broke his leg. It's like, oh shit. You know whose favorite Broadway play that is, right? A man who once complained about why there aren't any more white heroes, Glenn Beck. He saw Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark and he was like, this is the greatest play I've ever seen. He loved it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What?
Now you have to live with that. That knowledge.
Well, I don't want to see it now.
Don't worry.
Damn it. I want to see the Lin-Manuel Miranda version of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark.
It would be good.
It would be good, and it would star Miles because.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%,
yeah,
100%.
So somebody get that to Lin-Manuel Miranda stat.
Speaking of that, I just watched his new movie, Vivo. That's really good too.
What's that on?
It's on Netflix. It's a Sony animated picture, but it's very good. It's very good. It's about like Cuban immigrants and take place in Miami. It's very good. So,
know what else is coming to Netflix? I think this Saturday, Chris Rock's new stand-up.
Oh, is that this Saturday? Oh, okay. And that's supposed to be live too.
It's live. It's live at 10, but I think they have a pre-show at 9:30 and a post-show afterwards.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious. I'm very curious to see if it's the same set that we saw a couple of months ago. I have a feeling it is, but I'm interested to see what they tweet. Right, like they'll probably have the stuff about. He'll probably keep the stuff about his daughter and all that. And I would love to watch it again without some black conservative yelling in the theater, which is what happened when we saw it in DC, of all places.
That's because conservatives don't have a sense of humor.
No, they don't.
Were they laughing, or were they like upset that he was telling jokes?
No, he would be like, yeah, Trump, woo! Like,
can you imagine going with that person? I'd be like, yo, shut up, yo. Like, yo, what are you doing?
I mean, they had to get security. I was about to say ushers. They didn't get ushers. They got two big black niggas to come up there and say, shut up. And he was quiet for the rest of the show. But they took their asses a little too long for my taste. But
hurry up!
Fuck,
that's very weird.
Like, why? People, I'm about to just be a fucking recluse. For real, that's just irritating. Like everything is irritating. Right? People have lost their fucking minds and know how to act in public.
I'm starting to get there. I'm like, yo, please stop twerking in the middle of like family restaurants. Yo. That shit's making me mad. Like, just stop, yo. Just do it at your own house, yo. Leave people alone. They didn't pay for that. It's annoying. All right, next up.
So the Hellboy reboot has found its lead. Deadpool 2 star Jack Kesy will be Hellboy. Okay, look, I don't. He played Black Tom in Hellboy 2. For those that need to figure out where you've seen this guy before. Jack Kesy, quote, Jack Kesy is a dynamic actor who has the ability to morph into his roles. His talent and stature are perfect for this younger Hellboy. I was very impressed with him while working together on The Outpost, said co-president of Millennium Media, Jonathan Younger. Look, whenever I see like the Millennium Media logo, I think anime and or bad movies.
Yeah, I think because I don't watch anime because I don't respect.
But is it the red M?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, right.
As I don't respect animation as a storytelling medium. I only associate it with bad movies. So this does not bode well. Like, oh, you turn it on like, oh, the red M, god damn. Like, it's a stamp of disapproval. Like,
and I had to Google who the fuck Black Tom was because I didn't remember who the fuck that was.
So that's in reference to Black Tom Cassidy, who is sort of a staple in the X-Men universe. But he was only really there so they could do one joke and be like, Black Tom, I like, but you're white. That's racist, or some stupid joke Deadpool makes, or whatever. Like, that's the sole reason why Black Tom Cassidy was there. He didn't. If I recall, he did nothing in the movie. So,
I mean, he's tall.
Yeah,
he's tall and big. That's it. He's not very tall.
Yeah, I don't care as much as look. I don't care yet. Okay?
I need to see a trailer.
Yeah. I need to see something. I'm not writing this off. But and I'm sure this guy is, is very good. You got some big shoes to fill, right? Because what's his name? the guy who did the first Hellboy, the Beast,
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman. Yeah. He killed it. He nailed it. Like, that's Hellboy for me. That's what Hellboy looks like. That's what Hellboy sounds like. Yep. And I didn't see the David Harbour Hellboy, but David Harbour is a great actor. So
no,
I'm assuming he was okay.
He was good. He was good. The movie was just bad. It wasn't his fault. It was a bad movie.
So yeah, this dude. I'm looking at his other. He was in Without Remorse.
Was he playing a soldier?
A general soldier?
As Thunder. That's the character's name. Thunder.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know. I don't remember a lot about Without Remorse.
Apparently, he was also in 12 Strong as some other Call of Duty man. So, all right.
Claws, Blood Brother, The Strain. Did I watch The Strain? I watched a couple episodes.
I watched a couple episodes of it. That show made me very uncomfortable. It's just very, very uncomfortable.
I saw Baywatch because I was in Florida and we had absolutely nothing to do in Florida. So we went and saw Baywatch. The Rock's Baywatch.
No,
that movie was not good. Priyanka Chopra.
It didn't look good.
No. So,
oh yeah, that's right. She wasn't that.
Yeah, that was the only reason why I was gonna see it.
So yeah, all right. Good luck, Jack. I'm curious to see what he looks like. That's all I really want. I want to see what he looks like.
That'll make or break people's interest, honestly.
Absolutely, it will. And the way Hellboy is drawn, Hellboy is very stylized. So I'm very curious to see how they do this, and if he can act through the makeup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the big part. Absolutely.
We'll see. Next up, let me get rid of this Millennium Media page. Garbage on there. Dead by Daylight, a horror movie coming from Blumhouse. Dead by Daylight, that's a video game, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
I was waiting. I gave you this story because I was hoping you would tell me something about it because I don't know anything about it.
I've not played Dead by Daylight. Is it one of those cinematic games like Until Dawn, where you make your choices and stuff like that?
No, or is it, Dead by Daylight is it's the there's 4 people that have to escape one person. What do they call those? I can't remember.
Oh, it's an asymmetrical
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have one person playing like the killer, and then you have 4 other people that are trying to escape. But they have like 15 to 20 different characters that you can choose as the killer, like from different horror movies and shit like that. So I don't know who they're going to use as the actual killer in the movie itself.
Well, see, here's
like they have the splasher from fucking Scream. Who else do they have? It's just a bunch of characters.
My guess is they make up their own.
Here's the thing, though, right? Like, the appeal of the game then is the thrill of this is a perfect example of a game that doesn't need to be translated or that's going to lose something in translation. You play Dead by Daylight because you want to be the killer hunting people, or because you want to run away from a killer that is an actual human and not, a computer that you can easily defeat. So I don't understand how that's the hook of the game. So I don't understand how that is going to translate into just a passive experience like watching a movie.
It's going to be a generic horror movie then.
Yeah. Like they have the Nurse, the Wraith, the Hag. They have Michael Myers, Hellraiser, Freddy Krueger. Like they got a bunch of fucking characters in there. So I'm like, okay, you're going to create one for the movie or just use the original one when the game first came out. But again, it's not a very good premise. It's just like every other fucking horror movie. There's nothing different about it. You're just running from a killer.
Yeah, like if it was based on something that had a little more like meat on the bones, like the Until Dawn games or any of these other games that Supermassive does, like that would be different, right? Because you're adapting essentially a story. And the hook with a game is that certain decisions lead to branching outcomes. But you can forego that because it's much like the Naughty Dog games, story first and action second. So that would have been a perfect thing to translate to a movie. I don't know. God, I should learn how to write. I learn how to write. Give myself a generic white man name, like Andy. I'd be able to like Andy Rouse. That would be my my generic white man name, Andy Rouse.
Oh, that's funny.
That is.
That'll be my pen name.
Yeah, you can do anything at that point.
I mean, yeah,
shit, you don't even need talent. You got a good white name. You're good.
Andy Rouse and my good friend Jack Gaston. That are those two guys. That could be our pen names, Jay. We could make a fucking movie.
That's the Neville Dean and Taylor of white passing names. Oh my god. Topics this week. That's fucking hilarious. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse casts Karan Soni as Spider-Man India. You may know him for the character he plays the cab driver in the Deadpool movies.
Yes.
I forget his character's name in those movies, but
he will get a bigger part in the second one.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. That's cool. It's cool to know that Spider-Man India's in there. That's dope.
Yeah, did you see Spider-Man India? He looks super cool and way better than like the original Spider-Man India from the comics. And Spider-Man in the comics, Spider-Man India's outfit is basically just the Spider-Man outfit from head to waist.
Right. And
then the bottom half looks like Aladdin. Like I'm ignorant to what, Indian people wear, but it's so I didn't.
No, go ahead. Just go ahead and pull out a shovel.
Aladdin MC Hammer pants. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, yeah, like that's what it looks like. And in Across the Spider-Verse, he's got a really, really cool looking outfit, man.
Yeah, the thing that you're talking about that you're referring to as Aladdin pants is called a dhoti, but sure.
Is that Hindi for potato sack or
no? It's actually Hindi for hammer pants. Like that is the actual. You can in fact not touch this.
I'm an idiot, guys.
Yeah, they know. They're aware. I haven't seen the new design from
the new
the
design
actual
is
movie.
dope.
Oh, okay.
The new design looks. I don't want to say it looks a little more traditional because I am not of I am not of that culture, but I like it.
Oh yeah, that actually looks on it. That actually looks pretty dope. But it's sort of like he's kind of has a goatee on anyway. So yeah, that's kind of cool though. I like the look. Like you actually can see more of the fact that he's brown instead of like just his hands, which is the original one. The only reason why you know he's brown is because his hands are uncovered. Yeah, like they're just like Spider-Man, India, whatever. Like who cares? So all right, that's cool. Next up, Cara Dune from The Mandalorian will not be returning to that universe. They wrote her ass right out of the first episode. They were like, "Yeah, she's off planet somewhere." Anyway, back to the action. Like they didn't get.
She got recruited to the Marines and then died a horrible death.
I love how they were like in this article. They're like, they're not even going to kill her off screen. She doesn't even deserve that. I was like, Jesus, like. Okay. Again, I like how people are like, she didn't fumble the bag. Oh, she absolutely fumbled the bag. Like, what an idiot.
I mean, look, man, if that's
what prairie, My Friend Biden, or whatever the fuck that stupid ass movie was called.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
That's not fumbling the bag.
Like you could have stayed on The Mandalorian, and you were gonna be the lead character in your own fucking Star Wars spinoff show. Best of luck.
All you gotta do is just keep your opinions to yourself, you know. Like, especially
you can have the views.
Like you can have whatever bigoted view you want, but you know the world we live in now, and I don't even care if it's the world we live in now. Like, you shouldn't go around saying some of the shit that you people are thinking, and just.
Look, thinking that Republicans are being persecuted like Jewish folks during the Nazi Holocaust.
Yeah, that was fucking wild.
Like, that's one of the dumbest things. We were like, she's allowed to say things. Yeah, okay, you're allowed to say things. That's moronic. Like, if you believe that, you're a moron. Sorry. Like, I don't care. She's an idiot for not just saying it, but for believing it. Also, you don't say every opinion you have at work.
Yeah, you really don't.
You don't.
You really don't. That's why people have disclaimers on. Some people have disclaimers on their Twitters, right? Like the views expressed here are my own opinions and not the opinions of my employer or whatever. As if that's going to save them,
right?
But when they admit that I just don't want to help blacks anymore, nah, yo, like
I tried as much as I could. I just keep getting called a racist. Gee, I wonder why. Just move away from them. That's why before making this video, I've already moved away from black people. But, I've done that.
I never lived near them anyways, but, right. It is what it is. Like, come on.
Or like that video I sent you guys. It was like, I'm not racist. I buy yogurt next to black people all the time.
What the fuck does that mean?
To a non-black person,
right? And that Indian woman was like, "Bitch, what? Huh? Get out of my face! What? I buy yogurt next to you niggers. I mean, blacks all the time. What's the big deal?"
That really got on my nerves.
I was like, that is one of the wildest statements I've ever heard. So yeah, Cara Dune is done. Rick Famuyiwa and Dave Filoni both confirmed that they are right before the season premiere that the creative team did take the time to think about it. However, they decided, there's so many other characters in the Star Wars universe, you don't need to waste time with her. I don't even know why they took time to think about it. Frankly, you're done.
Right, like the fuck.
Like, this is not necessary. Spoiler alert. I enjoyed her on the show. She's not a very good actress. At all.
Not at all.
She's not. So
I remember one of the first movies. It might have been the first movie that we got.
It was the first movie. It was the very first movie.
As professional movie reviewers.
Was it live one?
Haywire.
Yeah, Haywire.
Okay.
Haywire.
Yep.
And that movie was what it was, but we went all the way to DC for that movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like,
and
all of her lines were 80-yard. Were they?
All of them.
All of them were 80-yard
line. And it was really bad too. It was really bad because like it had like a tinny effect, and you can tell when someone is just sitting down and talking versus like standing up and moving and talking and in the moment and in the scene. You know what I mean? Like It was so bad. If you're gonna go through all that, just use a professional like voice actor. Like, sure, it'll sound weird, but you know what also sounds weird? What we saw in the movie.
So do you know why? Do you know why it was all 80-yard? So she had well, yeah, but she had recorded all her lines, right? And I think it was Soderbergh
he directed it.
Which is
Steven Soderbergh directed that movie.
Yeah, which is crazy because Soderbergh is an amazing director. That movie was not amazing, but that's what happens when you believe in somebody who doesn't believe in themselves. And so they'd done the whole movie, but then he went back and he was like, "Your voice doesn't sound like forceful enough and like strong enough." So he had her ADR all of her lines, and then it sounded worse. It had to have sounded worse than it was because she's like, "I'm very upset right now. I'm going to punch you in the face. You better look out." It's like, this is the action hero. That movie is bad. I only needed to see it once. That was enough for me. But people liked it. I remember we left the theater. People were like, "Oh, Hellboy was great." I'm like,
oh, everybody says that when they see a free movie. You know what I mean? Like, people don't have.
Not everybody.
Certain taste. I'm talking about like the radio. You know.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't trust people turning down a free meal. Like those are not the people to ask.
Right.
I mean, look, I love y'all, but like when y'all get something for free, y'all know how to act. This is a great movie. This is amazing. 10 out of 10. Really? Was it? Are you sure? Yeah.
Goats for the win. No. I want to scream on that dude. Like what the fuck are you talking about? Goats for the win. Shut up.
How old did they look?
Oh, they were well into their 40s.
They look like they call themselves blurds. That's what they look like. They look like a grown ass man who still calls himself a blurd.
Wait, they were black?
Oh yeah.
Yes, of course he was. Of course. He looks like a typical black GameStop employee. Big dude, black, dreads. The only thing he was missing were glasses. That's it.
You would know because those are your people.
They're my people, and I love them. But god damn it, they're annoying.
Over the last 10, 15 years, I realized I'm not much of a nerd. Like I thought it never happened. I just love video games,
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I see certain things and I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is weird, my nigga. Sorry. But look, I don't fucking look. People having fun. If you like it, I love it. I don't like yuck people's yum unless it's just really egregious, like furries.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, I don't. But I'm just like, I'm just not that much of a nerd, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right. Welcome to our show.
Goats. Right. Why am I here? Like goats for the win? That's fucking weird, man.
Yeah, they were.
First of all, I would be incredibly irritated hearing someone say that in their 40s. Like, shut the fuck up, yo. What is wrong?
You're not 12, yo. You're not 12. It's weird.
But yeah, we live in a time where you can't be like, not an asshole, but just look at someone like they're fucking odd because they say shit that a 7-year-old would say at 45 years old. But whatever.
I don't think I could convince. I don't think I could convince my daughter, who's 3, to say "goats for the win." She'd be like, "I'm not going to say that." Dad, that sounds silly. I'd be like, "You know what? You're right."
That is not the response to, "Hey, what did you think of the movie? Hey, what did you think of Thor: Love and Thunder?" Goats for the win. That's
that was the person that when they asked him when you come out of the theater and
What's your legitimate adult level review of this film that you just watched? Goats for the win.
You're not a child, yo. I'm sorry. I get it.
Man.
We all want to be kids. We don't want to grow up. We're all Toys R Us kids. But shut up.
I would have been like,
stop.
Like, sir, give me your name. Okay, you're banned. You're perma banned. You are fucking perma banned. What's wrong with you? The Mandalorian season 1 and 2 take place over many years. Jon Favreau says. So this came as a surprise to a number of people during an interview on the podcast Sky Talkers. According to Favreau, those 2 seasons, which began 5 years after the events of the third Star Wars movie, Return of the Jedi, take place over many years, but did not clarify exactly how long a period of time that was. Which is interesting because it certainly does not feel like season 1 and season 2 take place over the years. I'm like, it looked like it took place over like a month. Like, what
6 months, if that.
Yeah, if that. Like, it's very weird.
Their concept of time is a little off. If that was years,
like the actual episode to episode takes place over years, or just like season 1, many years later, season 2.
I think he was just saying the adventure overall across both seasons. Like, it does not feel like it took years. That seems silly. It feels like they have a larger plan, and now they're clarifying that so they can be like, that fits.
It's been 6 years. Like, no, it hasn't.
No, it has not. It's
well,
been
maybe
6
it depends
weeks.
on how long it takes him to fly from planet to planet. But he does like hyperspeed.
Yeah,
so how long is hyperspeed?
That's pretty fast.
Like, oh, okay. I feel like they're making shit up, but that's cool. Whatever.
Yeah, and then it just feels like they're preparing to do something else, and so they need things to fit into a timeline. So they're just like, it was 3 years. Like, no, it wasn't. Like, we wrote it.
Yeah, like, how long was Grogu with Luke?
It says 2 years.
Huh.
Like, that feels like weeks or like a couple of months.
So the book of Boba Fett takes place over 2 years?
Yes.
That seems wrong.
Is that why it felt so fucking long?
And boring? Yes. Yeah, it says, furthermore, he also claimed that 2 years passed between season 2 finale and episodes 6 and 7 of the spinoff of the Book of Boba Fett, which is where Mando shows up.
All right.
Well, there you
go. We don't see how he ages because he's got a helmet on.
Fucking helmet.
Yeah. And Grogu clearly ages very slowly. So,
yeah.
Okay. All right.
That's fine. I'm curious to see how.
Yeah, people got really pissed off about it, but I was like, all right. I just feel, I don't know why people are that mad. Again, I feel like it's because people like they have a thought in their head and they're just like, you're changing it, and I don't like that.
Why can't people just let shit be what it is? God damn, yo. You didn't write it.
They gotta be right. They gotta be right.
You gotta be right.
You gotta be right, man. I see it. I see it. I'm about to stop watching wrestling because of the fandom, or I could just stop looking at the fandom.
Pay attention to the
Just stop paying attention to the fandom.
But it's hard because I like to hate. I hate it, but I like to get mad at it. And but it's getting to a point where it's like everyone is just upset because like things aren't booked the way they think they should be booked. And then you realize like, yeah, there's a reason why you're not a booker, because you don't know what you're talking about. That's the same thing. Yeah. Like apparently even writers don't know what the hell they're talking about when they're saying, yeah, this key piece of character development for a child that will distinguish them from an incredibly hurt individual to a psychopath. You don't need to watch that. You don't need to watch that. Just
get to the murdering.
Focus. Yeah, just get to the psycho stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, he put in his profile, like, I'm a writer of a comic, and I'm like, probably not a very good one. I mean, I guess if your comic is all second act, man, I guess it all works out, but ain't a lot of character development in that shit. This is Space Cowboy 5. Like, all right. What does he do? Shoot stuff. All right. Well, there you go. Can't wait to not read it.
We should call this the old apocalypse because
I know we're being pretty old. We're being pretty old this episode.
We're just old men ranting.
Yeah, I know.
Look,
this week has really pissed me off. Like, I'm just like, yo, you guys are ruining fandom. Like, that's all I feel like this week. It's a horrible week for fandom.
And I don't seek this shit out. I don't seek this shit out. I just get like, it's just there. I like open up like Facebook or Twitter, and it's just there. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened? And then I'll read up on the story. I'm like, it's nothing. Why are you crying? Like, what are you talking about? Let it come out. Watch it. If you don't like it, fine. But don't make up shit as to why you don't like it. Just like stop making shit up.
The fact that turn it off, right? Turn it off, like you said, because the fact that
turn it off.
The fact that, and you're not doing it, as evidenced by the fact that Velma has a season 2, because all of you are talking about it, and all of you are talking about how much you hate it, but that doesn't matter because it's trending, and that's all that really matters now.
Well, and it's not even that you're just talking about it. By the way, you keep hate watching it. Stop watching.
Very odd. You know what the fuck I did after the second episode? I'm like, this show is fucking terrible, and I stopped. Like, that's what I did. I'm like, yeah, this is really bad.
Yeah,
like,
I don't understand. I don't understand.
As bad as everyone says it is. It is, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
no, and I just turned it off.
Like I get it when somebody says, "Hey, man, this is really bad." Like, you're not going to believe how bad it is because of X, Y, and Z. You should watch the first episode. Okay, like I get that. Yeah, but then don't watch 8 more episodes. Like, this does suck. Yeah. Keep going. Why? Why? Why do you keep fucking watching it? Like, I don't understand it. Yeah, this is an old man episode. It is.
And everyone was like, "Hey, I'm making these videos because it's getting me views." And people literally were saying it, like, "I'm gonna keep making these videos as long as it gives me views." But I'm like, "But you just gave them the green light for season 2. Yeah. So you're gonna watch season 2 to get more views." It's a disgusting cycle. Like, maybe the season 2 will be better. I don't know. But
I'll
that
never
white man that wrote that fucking show, again, she didn't write it. It wasn't her that wrote the show. She just does the voice. You know, a 50-year-old white man wrote that show, and it shows. I feel like he's guilty for being a 50-year-old white man. A
lot of people don't know this, but Scott Adams is actually the writer of Velma.
Is it okay to be white?
Is it okay?
Is it okay?
I mean, yeah.
Don't apologize for what you are. Don't apologize for what you are. Just be better. That's all.
Right.
Yeah. Just don't be a dickhead.
Be a good human being. Jesus Christ. That's all it is. Just be nice to people.
They're like, no. I refuse.
That's all you gotta do.
Last up in stories. I just found this to be an interesting statistic. Everybody's talking about whether or not the Marvel Cinematic Universe is like falling off or whatever. Here's a little bit of news. It's not. I did see somebody say that it's weird that Black Panther Wakanda Forever hit Disney Plus and like you didn't hear anything. Nobody's talking about it. Maybe because people don't have to talk about every single thing they do online. I don't know. It seems weird.
Was it one of them? Was it conspiracy, brother? Because it's Black Panther, no one's talking about it. Was it
even I said it. I'm like, I know it came out on Disney Plus. I'm like, I don't hear anybody saying anything about it. But apparently, people are just actually watching it.
Yeah, a lot of people watching it. Meanwhile, in Nielsen's rating of top streaming programs, Black Panther is at number 1 with 2.3 billion hours of watch time.
Minutes.
Or excuse me, 2.3 billion minutes.
Hours.
Yeah. So not enough people on the planet. 2.3 billion minutes viewed for a 2-hour and 41-minute movie. That's pretty fucking good. So again, a lot of people are watching it. And again, like that idea of like a pandemic is still a thing. Yeah, it's still a thing. Some people are still not going to theaters. Also, theaters are mad expensive, They're mad expensive. You got a lot of kids, it's just fucking pricey as shit. But yeah, it was doing quite well. And then the third most viewed movie, it was the third most viewed movie by that measurement since the chart's 2020 debut. So not bad.
Okay.
Not bad for a movie that people said was mid.
Here's the thing. I'd be interested to see what the numbers look like for Ant-Man. They'll probably be high because if you already have Disney Plus, you don't have to pay for it. But it's one thing to get those really, really high streaming numbers. These movies are still being released in theaters, and theater is the metric by which people care about, right? About by which the people that make these movies care about. They don't care how many times you watch it on Disney Plus. They do, but not really. Like, you need to go to the theater to see these movies if you want these movies to be made. That should be your barometer as to whether or not the MCU is falling off.
Or just keep tweeting about it.
Like a movie or not. Or if you keep making videos about how it's the MCU or whatever, not looking forward to the online discourse come November. But
for the Marvels,
stuff like that is
white dudes on Twitter are gonna go crazy.
Yeah,
but they already know what it is.
It doesn't.
So what's the fucking point?
It's three women and two of them are not white.
And the white one is the one that
hates white men.
That people think hate white men.
Oh, come on. They already have the thumbnails ready. They can't wait. And it's directed by a black woman. That's woke. All of that. It's just the whole sea of wokeness right there. Whatever the fuck that means.
What the fuck does woke mean at this
exactly.
point?
That's what
does
I
it
want.
mean?
I want people to. That's what I want people.
You know what
it
is? You know what it is?
Add, right?
It's the N word. That's what it is. It's the F word. It's the N word. It's all jumbled together. It's all the phrases you're not allowed to say anymore. For them, that's what it is. That's all it is.
It's like it's. Like, I'm sorry, they just really fucking get on my nerves. Yeah, I can't stand it. I'm waiting for people to ask that question.
They don't.
Like, what does woke mean to you? What does it mean to you? Like identity politics. What does that mean? Race swapping. Okay, what does that mean?
What?
Like, so
anything that is not about a strong white male lead is woke. Everything. It doesn't matter at all whether that makes sense at all. Like, it doesn't. It's fucking dumb. It's just fucking stupid. It's amazing. What the fuck brought to you by JTD at the Edit That Out podcast. Micah, take it away.
If I were a professional, I would have had this up. Pastor suffers multiple organ failure attempting Jesus's 40-day fast.
Africa, I was going to say 100%.
Nailed it.
Pastor doing something stupid. Nailed it.
A pastor in Mozambique recently passed away after suffering digestive organ failure attempting to emulate Jesus Christ's 40-day fast. This is how arrogant Christians are, that they think that they could do something that the Son of God did. No, dude.
I mean, well, they speak to God,
right? No, they don't.
Or God speaks to them.
It's unclear why the 39-year-old. See, and he did it after Jesus
Christ.
Literally
33, bro. Like, okay, that's fine.
It's unclear exactly why the 39-year-old Francisco Baraja, the founder of the Santa Trinidad Evangelical Church, decided to imitate Christ's 40-day fast in the desert, as described in the Gospel of Matthew.
In the
But one thing's for sure, it was a fatal decision. 25 days into his grueling fast, no food or water, Francisco had become so weak that he couldn't even stand, let alone move around or perform any menial tasks. Still, he insisted on going through with the biblical fast, and by the time his family and followers finally decided to take him to the hospital, it was too late. He died. Oh, damn. What day did he die on, guys?
Yo, he died on Christmas Day, yo.
No. Which number of how long did he last on the 40-day fast?
15.
No, he made it to 25.
Oh, he made it
to at least 25.
32.
What do you say, Terrence?
I said 33.
Terrence wins by Price is Right rules.
Okay.
He made it to day 38 of his 40-day fast.
Yeah, he almost made it.
He almost made it after being.
My thing is, why didn't you help this nigga earlier, yo? Like, come on. Like, again.
You know what? Jesus didn't need any help, so why did he?
Yeah, Jesus didn't tap. So.
Well, that's why.
I mean, that hits a little different now, but
yeah, it does. It's not okay. It's not okay.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Yeah, I forgot. My bad.
Look. It's fine. He didn't tap. Jesus didn't. He didn't.
Yo, this nigga killed himself because of the Bible.
Yeah.
Yo,
but you know what?
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
I knew someone.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I knew a guy. He had sickle cell, and so black, and he needed a blood transfusion. Look, sickle cell is a black people's disease. Yo.
It is. It is, but you don't say it like that, yo. Don't say it like that.
It is, yo. It is. Sure, there are like white people diseases and Asian people diseases. This is ours, right?
It is.
I don't need Andy Rouse to come in and try to claim no. Okay, like this is our disease.
This is ours. We earned this one. We earned it.
Okay. And he needed a blood transfusion. He needed a blood transfusion, and he was Jehovah's Witness, so he couldn't get one.
Can't do one.
And
that's crazy.
And then the doctors was like, "Hey, man, you're gonna die," and he was just like, "Nope, I'm good." And he's like, "Look, man,
you're not.
You're gonna die." He was like, "No, I'm good." And then he realized, "Oh shit, I'm gonna die. Hey, I'll take that blood transfusion," and it was too late. And he fucking died, man. And I say, and none of his friends and none of his family intervened, and that's what I don't understand, man. I don't. That's the destructive. Shit. That's the destructive part of religion, man. Like I don't mean to get
and watch you fucking die, bro. Like the fuck, I'm like, yo, this nigga's dying. We can't let him do this.
I'd be like, listen,
the fact that he wants to do this, you need to eat, bro. Like this. Shit,
also, like
shit is made up.
What hospital were you at? Because like the doctors are required to do no harm. Well, inaction is doing harm, guys.
It is in fact.
So I don't know what hospital.
It's a religious thing, right? Is it a
religious? No, he was in the desert.
It was a religious thing why he didn't want it. It was a religious thing why he didn't want the transfer, the transfusion.
Oh, you're talking about your friend, yeah.
Yeah, but no,
they can't force you to get a transfusion. You're an adult.
Nope, do it.
No, look, it is what it is. I wouldn't recommend it. I also knew a person. They were Jehovah's Witnesses as well, and the wife was pregnant, or not pregnant, but maybe she was pregnant, and she needed a blood transfusion as well, and she refused, and the guy the baby was saved, and he just let his wife die. I'm like, no.
That's insane to me.
That's insane to me. And I'd be like, look, here's the thing. They're going to let you rest. You're going to get some sleep. And I'd be like, you knock her the fuck out, and you give her that fucking blood transfusion. And when she wakes up, I will take the wrath by whatever means from her. Whether that's getting a divorce, whatever. You're not just going to let the mother of my children die. Fuck that. You just be mad. You just be big mad tomorrow. But you here to be big mad.
That was my biggest fear, yo. Like I couldn't. I can't imagine.
Fucking terrifying.
I can't imagine, yo.
No. Nope. Nah.
So yeah, doctors tried rehydrating him. Doctors tried rehydrating this dude with serums, and getting him to consume liquid foods, but it was too late.
They ain't tried Gatorade. He is black.
This poor son of a bitch. This poor son of a bitch died. So I hope he got what he was looking for in his afterlife. And
we made it to the pearly gates with Jesus was like, nigga, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, I didn't authorize none of this.
I did it so you didn't have to do it, dummy. Like that's the
right, look. Jehovah literally went through that, so you don't have to go through that. Like, isn't those are the lyrics? Come on. Yeah, it's that's beyond stupid to me. This is beyond stupid.
Yeah.
But you know what?
It's sad, man. It's sad.
It's fucked up.
Like, I'm all for believing in God or whatever, but like God wants you to live, man. Like that's what I believe.
God wanted to see him in the desert. And look, good for him. He got to meet God right away. In less than 40 days.
It took him 38 days.
God was like, "You're right on time." Yeah, I'm not drinking water and not eating for fucking 38 days. That's stupid.
That's nuts. That's a month, you know.
Also, the Bible is
a month and a week.
It's not literal. It's not literal. There's no boat big enough to put 2 of every animal on it. Like
the animals would eat each other, you know. The animals would eat each other.
It's not literal.
Can't put the gazelles next to the lions, you fucking idiots.
Tennessee with the Ark Museum or whatever the fuck that is.
I want to go.
Isn't it in Tennessee?
They got the Ark? Tennessee or Kentucky, one of those states.
Well, yeah,
I want to go.
Whatever.
I want to go.
I don't even want to fly over those states. Like the fuck.
No thanks.
Anyway.
All right, next up.
Mine. Ex-girlfriend's crash groom's wedding ceremony to destroy him. Wait, ex-girlfriend? Damn. Okay, several ex-girlfriends. All right. A man in this place had what was supposed to be one of the happiest days of his life turned into a nightmare when a number of ex-girlfriends showed up to sabotage his wedding ceremony. On February 6th, attendees at a wedding were stunned by an unusual display. Around a dozen women showed up outside the wedding venue with a large red banner that read, "We are this guy's ex-girlfriends. And today we will destroy you." Jesus Christ. That's
destroy
fucked up.
You.
What did he do?
South America.
That feels about right, Jay. I feel like no Chinese dude's got 60 ex-girlfriends.
6.
Oh, where's Nick
6.
Cannon from? Oh no, sorry, not enough.
Where's
6 ex-girlfriends?
6 ex-girlfriends? Australia. Bunch of criminals.
No, it's China. It's China.
Damn, really? Oh shit.
Yeah. We are Chen Song's ex-girlfriends, and today we will destroy you. First, people thought it was a prank, but it was later revealed that the women were indeed Chen's scorned ex-girlfriends out to ruin his big day. A video that has since gone viral shows women standing. What did he do?
What didn't he do?
He said, "It embarrassed me quite a lot," Chen Song told Fight in video. "Now my newlywed wife and her family are upset with me." He says, interestingly, the groom admitted that he had behaved badly to some of his ex-girlfriends in the past, but claimed to have grown up and changed his ways since. Still, his wife and in-laws are reportedly not speaking to him until they get a satisfactory explanation for the bizarre wedding scene. Like, what the fuck? I don't have an explanation for that shit. Like, what can he say to them? Like, they came to us. I didn't do shit.
Right. Just say sorry and move on.
Yeah, my bad.
Also, why y'all hanging on to this? Right? Like, why are you hanging on to this?
Yeah, what did,
like, maybe if you
was it that good? Was it that good?
Right. Like focus all your energy on if you really want to be with somebody, like go find somebody else, yo. Like this is sad, man. This is sad.
It's fucking ridiculous, yo.
Very.
I mean, I don't know what he did. Like, I need to know what he actually did to these women. But like, this seems a little crazy.
He says, when I was immature when I was younger, and I hurt many girls, adding that he was sorry for his past behavior and advising other men to treat women with respect. You must be loyal to your girlfriend rather than cheating on her. If in the future she decides to air her grievance, you will be done. So he cheated on these women.
So he cheated on them. Okay.
All right. I mean, this is
seems a bit much still, but you know.
Yeah, this is like a really bad like take on like crazy broke Asians. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like if they were rich, they wouldn't have to worry about this. You know what I mean?
No, you have security at your wedding. Don't be so silly. We're here to destroy it. No, you're not.
Also, destroy? Like, I really want to know what that.
Yeah, what was their plan?
Did it translate really to "we will destroy you"?
It's like we will disturb this wedding slightly, and then move on with our lives.
Right.
My story: sperm donor with 60 children exposed after parents realized they looked the same. An unnamed man allegedly used 4 different pseudonyms to donate sperm to members of the LGBTQ community. One of the pseudonyms was Andy Rouse. But he was found out when some of his parents met at a barbecue, or some of the parents met at a barbecue, and he realized their children all look very similar. That is unfortunate. After ringing IVF clinics across the country, they found the donor had only used one official clinic, but also sold his sperm on Facebook. Look, this guy is a piece of shit, but you buying jizz on Facebook is wild. Yo, that's your fault.
That's your fault. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Is that a section?
Facebook?
That is not a section on Marketplace.
That's weird, yo.
What is it even under? Sports equipment? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on, man.
Oh God.
You know, why are you even hunting for sperm on
Florida?
That's a good guess. Micah?
Wherever the hell She Hate Me takes place. So,
like
New York.
The answer is it's just a bunch of criminals down there. This is in Sydney, Australia. Dr. Ann Clark from Fertility First in Sydney confirmed her clinic used the donor only once, but said that he had been offering his services online in exchange for gifts. It is illegal in Australia to pay or give gifts for human sperm, carrying a jail term of up to 15 years. But an increasing number of couples are turning to online forums offering donations.
So what's the problem? Like, if they bought this nigga's sperm off of Facebook Marketplace,
what you mad about?
Like, what did he do wrong? This nigga just wanted a PlayStation 5. And they were like, cool, all right.
Bet.
So when all of these people met up at a barbecue, that's the weird part. Did they all just, what?
Some of them, not all of them, but some of them met at the barbecue.
That's weird.
It's very weird.
That's serendipity. Like, what the fuck? It's like, hey, your kid looks just like mine.
I
everyone know each other in Australia. Like, how the fuck does that work?
Well, there's only like 5 people and a bunch of spiders, so yeah, maybe. That's all.
Okay.
Not in Harry Potter character, but her name is Amy Shackleton of Charity Donor Conceived Australia, which once Tougher Laws said, quote, people talk about meeting up in a car park or a hotel and passing over a fresh sample. Life ought to begin with dignity and not a process of some unregulated anonymous transaction. Spoiler alert, unregulated anonymous transaction is how people get pregnant a lot, actually. So,
I mean, it used to be how they get married.
Yeah, that's also true. Here, your ugly ass son can marry my ugly ass daughter. Let's get over there. Like, that's it. Here's a goat. So yeah, okay.
I guess if you get tested and he doesn't have anything, and like, okay, we're good, and then he just gives you the shit. Why is that illegal?
I mean, I guess it technically
It's weird.
shouldn't be.
It's odd, but like I don't see if y'all like look again. This nigga was on Facebook. Yo, that's crazy. First of all, no, don't do that. But if you're gonna do it and it's like above board, what's the problem?
I mean,
I don't get it.
Why is prostitution illegal, but you can go out to dinner with somebody and sleep with them on the first date? Like it doesn't make any sense. Or if the cops broke in and were like, "Hey, this is prostitution," be like, "No, I'm filming it. It's pornography." That's like that's dumb. Like so yeah, if you're gonna sleep with a hooker,
children, that's a lot. That's a lot. God damn.
That's a little too much. There's a little too much jizz out there. Just a lot of your jizz floating around for free. Like, don't do that. Yikes. All right. Trailers this week. The Blackening. Micah, you watch House Party. Tell us why this is going to be better.
I actually think it will be better than House Party because House Party is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, it really is. There was somebody wanted to do it on Black Cinema, and I took the bullet for the rest of the team, and House Party is the worst movie I've ever seen. It's the worst comedy I've ever seen. Because have you ever watched a comedy and just not laughed at all?
Not all the way through.
All the way through. Literally all the way through. I watched that entire movie that was an hour and it was 100 minutes. And not one funny thing happened in it. It was that is
unfortunate.
And it had like I don't know what it is, but like remember why you hated Terrence? You remember why you hated Sorry to Bother You?
I do. I fucking can't stand that movie.
I get it.
It was just too absurd. It was just too fucking
absurd.
It.
Yeah, you don't like absurd humor.
I get it. Kid Cudi is in this movie, and I like Kid Cudi, right? I like him as like an artist. Like I don't listen to a lot of his music, but the stuff that I've heard, I like.
Yeah.
And he's in the movie, and like towards the end of the movie, like the whole point of the movie is like these two, they work for a cleaning service, but like they promote parties on the side, and they get into this really nice house to clean it, and it turns out it's LeBron James's house. And they find out that LeBron James is like overseas or whatever. So they're like, "Hey, let's throw a house party in LeBron James's house." Like that's the premise of the movie.
That seems
and he doesn't have cameras in his house?
Yes, he does, but apparently he just I don't know. All right. He's like, they're like, "Hey, let's have a party." They have this party. They meet Kid Cudi, and then like someone steals one of LeBron's championship rings, and they have to get it back, and they can't get it back, so they gotta. But Kid Cudi is a member of the Illuminati, and the Illuminati has a copy of every trophy ever, apparently, and so they go with Kid Cudi to the Illuminati meeting, and
it's that meme like.
And the Illuminati,
I don't want to hear any more of this.
Like the Illuminati is like, it's like you gotta bring poor people in, like the skulls or some shit. You gotta bring poor people in and have them fight to the death. And if they the victor, then you can get whatever you want. And Kid Cudi dies, but they revive him because it's the Illuminati, and you can do whatever you want. Like it's so fucking weird, yo. It's so weird and so bad. And LeBron James can't act even when he's acting like a basketball player. He can't act. Like it's the worst movie I've ever seen. And I segue that into what could possibly be the second worst comedy I've ever seen. Look, I hate to like, I know this is I know we're like the black.
This is the old black man episode.
Yeah, this is the old black man episode. Yo. Like, I see people in the Discord and they're like, yo, I'm all in, I'm all in, I'm all in. Listen, the only way that I am in on this movie is under protest, okay? under threat of what was the saying in Chirac? No peace, no pussy, right? If I don't watch this, I'm afraid that my wife might pull a Chirac, right? Coincidentally, when we were watching the movie and she realized that I wasn't laughing, she said, "Wow, you must really love me." I said, "Yes, I do." Hurry up. Watch a house party. Watch a house party. Yeah. So look.
I'd have been complaining.
I love how you're like, I do. Hurry up.
Just hurry up and get through this movie, please. Please. Okay.
Was she laughing? Did she find it funny?
Yes, she did. She did. She found it funny.
Well, she's hipper than you. That makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Look, this movie, I see everybody laughing and like, I'm all in. I don't know, guys. These tropes are like, they're funny and they're funny in like real life, but like in a movie, I don't know, yo. And this is Tim Story, right? Tim Story directed this. And you know me. I'm not for everybody black, but Tim, you kind of screwed over my man back here, yo. So I'm not in on that.
I didn't think so. I mean, it was pretty fair.
Yeah, well, you can shut up. And and this movie does not. This movie looks like Scary Movie, guys. This movie looks like a Cabin in the Woods version of Scary Movie. And look, I'm not saying that it shouldn't be made. I'm saying I'm not going to see it. I'm saying black people, we are allowed to make garbage too. There's a lot of white garbage out there. We are allowed to make trash, and we are allowed to revel in it, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
It is perfectly fine. But if you are the type of person that can only go out to see a couple of movies a year, please don't let it be this. Just wait until you can treat this like pornography. Don't go to a fucking theater to watch it. Watch it at home and be ashamed. Okay? That's it. That's all I'm asking.
And wait till no one else is around. Don't do it with friends. Yeah, this does nothing for me. I think it's an age thing. Personally,
I still don't think. Maybe again, you guys said it was an age thing. I saw it yesterday or earlier today, and I'm like, this doesn't look funny. But then I looked at the Discord, and everybody's like, I'm all in. I'm like, wow, I'm not black enough because I don't fucking get it. Like, I get the jokes. I understand all the jokes, but I understood all those jokes 35 years ago when I was 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and everybody's
old
like this is 10.
All right,
because you've been around for 1,000 years. That's why.
I've heard these jokes on fucking Comic View back in 1995. It's not funny anymore.
White guys drive like this.
I need new material. Please.
White guys drive like this. Yeah, it does nothing for me. It does nothing. Here's something that does do something for me. The final trailer for Succession. This shit looks super good. I know Mike enjoyed it by his response to my text message about this earlier. Yeah, this shit looks great. It looks really good. It looks intense. Can't wait.
Yeah, can't wait, man. Can't wait.
And Logan is driving a fucking liquid in the beginning of this trailer, which is an insanely expensive car.
I saw
you've never seen Succession?
No, I've never seen it.
You would like
man,
it, though.
You would really dig it, man. You would really enjoy it. Like, I know, like there was a little bit of backlash because HBO was doing shows that star rich white people, like, but it's like rich white people and their problems.
Yeah,
and I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like, no, yo, this is amazing. The show is amazing.
It's amazing. It's like it's like watching Rupert Murdoch and his family like try to cut each other's throats. Like, it's awesome. And everyone's a piece of shit. Everyone's a piece of shit. So you're not really rooting for anyone, though you find yourself rooting for the bad guy, Logan, sometimes, and you're like, yeah, and then he does, and you're like, ooh, don't do that. Like, you're a piece of garbage. Like, just when you slightly forget how much of a piece of shit he really is. And all of his kids are kind of pieces of shit too.
I'm rooting for Greg, man. I'm rooting for Greg. That's all.
I think Greg is going to end up weirdly at the top at the end of all of this, or in a really good position. But
yeah, just in like a good position. Like, Greg is the only person I'm rooting for because Greg is the audience.
He is. Like, he's the only good person.
He's very much the person that is the outsider, who is just kind of taking all of this in, but kind of wants to be in on it, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what the audience is. Like, yeah, you kind of want to be in this world, right? Like, yeah, I wish there were more black people in this world, but I really kind of don't.
Yeah, no, you don't. Like, you don't. There's a few, but you're like,
Nia Long was in it for a hot second, and she got out before she felt Logan's wrath.
Yeah.
All right.
You're like, no. Mm-mm. It's good though. Like, Terrence, the first two episodes are a little like there are a lot of like build up, but like as it hits the third episode, that's where it fucking takes off. Holy shit, it takes off. But yeah, it's really good. I'm really looking forward to this last season, man. So March 26th, it's back on HBO.
And they're not overstaying their welcome, right? This is the last season. It's only 4 seasons. And it's not, it's only like 10 episodes, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do a whole rewatch when this is over.
Yeah, yeah. Like that, the way the third season ended was phenomenal. Like, it was phenomenal. So, looking forward to this. Let's talk about woke Peter Pan and Wendy. Is dumb guys on YouTube are talking. Trailer for Peter Pan and Wendy. Apparently it was really bad that they race swapped Peter Pan. And Tinkerbell.
Peter Pan?
Did they race swap Peter Pan?
They race swapped.
Just race swapped
Tinkerbell.
I think the kid who plays Peter Pan is an ethnic.
Is he? Did they show Peter Pan in this?
Yeah, he's in it, of course.
Is he? I saw Wendy. Where the hell is Peter Pan at?
I mean, he's in the thumbnail.
There's right there. Oh, he looks like he might be like, maybe, possibly. Yeah. I can't tell. He looks white to me. I'm fucking. I don't know.
Well, I'm going to find out. Let's see. See what's this kid's makeup, right? Because that's important. It's not. Yeah. Apparently, some people are very upset that. Oh no, he's white as fuck. So there you go. Yeah, you Google this kid outside of this movie. No, he's super white. God damn. I had to turn down my screen color. Look, I think this trailer looks fine. It looks overly serious for a Peter Pan movie, in my opinion. It's too drab looking. Looks like a Sony picture.
Yo, this dude ain't white. This dude's not white. He's your people, Jay.
Okay, like that's what I thought. He looked a little Indian. Yeah, look, Alexander Baloney. He looks like.
Because it said his name was Zach Sutcliffe on Wikipedia. I guess that's incorrect.
No, that's someone Baloney.
Oh well, then good. I'm glad he's race bent. Good. I wish his name was Tyrone Biggums. Fuck. The blackest dude they could find.
He's probably like, and he's from England. He's probably
he's London. He's
definitely Indian.
Yeah. Good. Even better. Even better.
What I don't understand, like, I don't care. Like, let's continue on the old man ranting aspect of this episode. I like this movie looks fine. I'm probably never going to watch it. They already made the best.
Movie doesn't look good to me. I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, I just don't care about this movie.
Right. They already made the best Peter Pan movie. It was called Hook. Get the fuck out of here. I just find it weird that people are calling this woke, but everybody loved Hook. Again, we talked about this offline. At the end of Hook, they make the fat little black kid Peter Pan. Like, he becomes the new Peter Pan. Rufio was a created character for that story who is Asian. I believe he's Filipino, right? The actor is Filipino. Nobody had a problem with that. None of the same people screaming about this movie had a problem with that. You enjoyed it. You know why? Because you didn't grow up to be, at the time, you weren't a racist, bigoted piece of shit. You've just become that, which is kind of sad. Like, who cares? Like, Hook was fucking dope. Had a bunch of lost boys. They looked all different. They were white and brown, and it didn't matter. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody cared. And you didn't give a fuck either. So if you liked Hook and you're complaining that this is woke, you're an asshole. You're just a bigot. You just are. I hate you. I hate you. Because you miserable fucking assholes can't enjoy anything because all you want to do is complain to get bigoted fucking likes and follows. It's pathetic to me. It's pathetic. Again, none of you niggas remember any of the movies that you say you love. None of you do. None of you do. Fuck off.
So somebody posted an image of a car with the symbol for the Rebel Alliance sticker on it next to a Blue Lives Matter flag. You don't watch Star Wars, yo. You don't watch Star Wars. You've never seen it. Ever.
How, yo? How? I was just talking to someone online today, and he was saying, like, he likes Andor, but, you know, it's not, like, his favorite side of the Star Wars universe. Like, he likes Mando and stuff, so he can watch it with his kids and stuff. I said, that's fair. I said, listen, you know, Andor isn't supposed to be fun. It's supposed to teach you dumb fucking, not him, but, like, you dumb assholes what fascism is. Because you've been rooting for the space Nazis for 40 years. Like, that's why. Oh, those guys are the cool ones. They're not cool. They're terrible. Like, here's them running a penal colony. Like, what the fuck else did you need? Yo, the Rebel Alliance with a blue light. God damn it.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm telling you, man, people are really, really bad about picking up themes and subtext in movies. Horrible. You're horrible at it. I saw, again, let's just run this old man thing right down the line in this episode. I saw someone say Kang is too big of a villain for an Ant-Man movie. And I'm like, you do realize that Kang and Thanos are being introduced in very different ways, right? That they're in fact building him across an entire phase versus him just showing up at the end of a saga like Thanos did. They don't get it. Like, they're literally starting with the smallest character to bring him in. Like, yeah, literally the smallest. Like,
I mean, like it's
subtext.
I mean, in the case of Star Wars, it's not even like. In the case of Star Wars, it's not even like not catching the subtext. They're literally rooting for the villains. Like,
you're right. Everyone knows they're bad
because they look cool. Look, I've gone on this podcast as saying I like the cut of certain uniforms from certain time periods in 1945. That was the end. So in the 1940s. But
big Hugo Boss fan, Mario.
But I'm not a Van Housen amazing fan. Designer. But I'm not rooting for them. Sure. Nor would I wear one, right?
You probably should.
Like, it's just, I don't know what's wrong with you, young people, man. And when I say young, I mean like, what's wrong with you, like people like 35 and younger?
Yeah, it's not even that young.
Star Wars is 50 years old almost. Like, I don't think it. There's still people that probably watched Star Wars when that shit came out in movie theaters that are saying stupid shit like this.
Yeah.
Honestly. Yeah. So I don't. That's not age. That's not an age thing. I don't fucking understand things. I just like pretty colors and lightsabers.
Yeah. Look, My wife took me to surprise me with, there's a revival of the original Star Wars going on right now. And we went and saw it the other day. And it was cool to see it. Like, of course, it was the fucking redone fucking Lucas, like, oh, let me make these edits. They look bad. They look real bad, by the way. Shouldn't have done that. Should have just left it as it was. But it's cool to see. The theater was completely packed. It was kind of crazy. And like, it's a very enjoyable movie. I still love it and everything else. I don't see how you don't realize these are not the characters you should be rooting for. Like, look, Darth Vader looks like a badass. Like, he does cool shit. I get it. But it's a little weird that we're rooting for the last 50 years, been rooting for the villains and the heroes at equal measure. That's fucking strange to me. But again, like Darren said, it's just like pretty colors. I like the design. Nobody thinks about any of the shit that they represent. So, yeah, I think people are really bad, just like really, really bad at picking up themes of movies. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's as I've gotten older, like I pay attention to that more. I know when I was younger, I certainly didn't.
You also see a lot of movies. Like, people don't watch as many movies as, as we do. So it's kind of, and people don't read. You know what I mean? Like,
they do not read.
You don't need to see a lot of movies if you read, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you read, you pick up on these things. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Life's too short to be this mad. And look, I'm including myself.
Yeah.
I'm mad at all of y'all being mad. So
yeah, it's annoying.
I will try my best to not I will try my best to not be mad at y'all. But y'all gotta try your best to not be mad at everything else.
Everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I just like to enjoy stuff.
It's okay to enjoy stuff. And it's, what is also okay to do? Not enjoy things. And just turn it off. Just turn it off.
Right. Like, if I don't like something, I'm not going to finish it unless I have to.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And very rarely do I ever have to.
Yeah, it's if I'm doing a review.
You people don't have to watch Peter Pan. You know what I mean? You don't have to watch. If you don't like Brie Larson, you don't have to watch the Marvels.
You don't.
Okay. Well, it's my job. I'm a YouTuber and I make content. Nah, make some different content.
Yeah, you could. Stand out.
Make some content of some shit you actually like. But then again, you'd lose your audience because everyone likes to hate shit. Like, I feel like that's I don't watch YouTubers to hate shit.
I want to see stuff where people talk about stuff that they do like, or have interesting commentary about something.
Yeah, I watch Maximilian. He talks about video games, fighting games, and like action adventure games and shit like that. I watch him because we're around the same age, grew up with the same games, and we love the same shit. That's why I watch him. I don't watch him to talk about shit that he hates. That's fucking weird.
That would be very weird for him to just go on a rant about what he does not like.
Yeah.
That would be very, very odd because he's so like wholesome. He's a big dork, right? He's a big dork. And I say that in the most loving way possible. He's a big old dork and he just likes shit. I listened to a couple other movie podcasts. One of the guys literally says, I love loving things. Yeah, like, that's one of his mottos. Because, like, you need some of that. Of course, you also need 3 old men yelling and screaming at you about,
Yeah.
Dude, look. This week's episode brought to you by Metamucil.
Like, but y'all have to agree with us. Like, we're not wrong.
Like, dude, the discourse, the discourse around so much IP right now is just miserable. And I honestly would love to see, like, all of these people I see hating on all of this shit. I would like to just see them go, hey man, like, I watched this show. It was really good. I watched this movie. It was really good. Like, what do you watch? What do you actually enjoy? Because it doesn't seem like much.
doesn't look like he liked anything. Like, God damn. Like, I'm going to watch Monique's comedy special next month, right? I don't like Monique. Let me put that out there. I don't like her, but I'm going to watch it, and I'm saying I'm going to watch it, but I'm going to watch it with an open mind because I have the ability to do that. I can watch it, and if
you give things a chance. You give things a real chance.
I'll say season 1 of a Black Lady sketch show, fucking trash. Second season was really fucking funny.
See?
It was very funny.
And see, I have an open mind too. Not going to watch it. I saw a couple of skits. It wasn't for me.
Terrence, you are quite literally the only person I know, and I know that doesn't mean anything, but you are the only person I know that truly gives things a chance. Yeah, I could lie and say, I'm going to watch this Monique thing and I'm going to give it a chance. No, I'm
But that's honest.
Legitimately.
That's honest.
You're right. I get it. But like she made this whole fucking thing. That's the only reason why I'm going to watch it, because she was like, boycott Netflix if that's fucking weird. But like,
then in the trailer they were kind of shit talking Netflix. I'm like, that's kind of it's kind of fucked up. Like, that feels like a behind the scenes thing. Like, yeah, Netflix was about to drop the bag. I was like, like, I was like, for who? Like,
they don't need your fucking help.
They don't need your help. They're going to be fine without you.
Like, I'm going to watch it. It looks like it's going to be a more introspective stand up, I guess. I don't know.
I'm very interested to see what she does, because I like we've talked about before, she is very much a like very stereotypical comedian. Like her jokes are very stereotypical. I want to see if she's grown, because I haven't seen her say anything funny in fucking years. No, I'm not even trying to be a dick about it. No, I know. She's everything she posts or talks about has been hyper serious. Like, oh, I love us for real, all that fucking horseshit, right? So I want to see. All right, like, do you still have it? Like, do you still have the comedic chops, right? But at the same time, like, I'm not going to sit and watch Velma and just like bitch and make content about it. Like, why? It's
strange.
It's fucking strange to me. And look, I get it. If you're a full-time YouTuber, you need to make content to get people to watch it so you can make money, feed your family or whatever. I get it. Yeah. But do you ever get tired of making content that's just you being mad? And just make like, also as a viewer, don't you ever get tired of watching content that is just miserable? Like, have fun with it.
I don't think so.
Most people are miserable. If you like, people are at a place where they don't, especially like now.
Yeah, life sucks.
It's really fucking hard. I don't want to watch miserable shit, bro.
Yeah, man. I used to wake up.
Now, I don't have it in me.
I used to wake up back when I worked at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. I know.
See, speaking of hate,
flashbacks.
I used to wake up every day and curse. And my wife, who was my fiance at the time, she said, "Hey, you do something that I think is helping, aid in your misery. Every day you wake up and you swear, you say like shit, fuck, because you don't want to experience the day." And she said, "I'm really concerned about that. So if you can do me a favor, get up and don't swear." And just that started me. It helped me out. Yeah. Like, because I was miserable, man.
Yeah.
And look, I get it. I'm coming from a place of privilege, right? Like, some people can't help but to be miserable because like bad shit is happening to them.
Sure.
But I understand that. And I'm not trying to belittle that, but like, yo, I hope. Yeah, I hope that people just kind of stop intaking so much misery. Like, I'm not saying don't, right? Like, everybody loves a good takedown, right? But
100%.
Yeah, come on.
It's okay every once in a while. Everybody likes it.
Right. But like it's like fried food. You know what I mean? You don't want to eat that shit every day.
No.
You're gonna die.
You die. Your asshole will fall out and you'll die. Like, get out of here. Eat some fruits and vegetables, my nigga. Like, every once in a while. Something from the earth. Yeah, like, just go watch a show that you like. or go find a new show and give something a chance.
That's why everybody loved Ted Lasso. That's why everybody loved Ted Lasso. And
the country actually needed it. The country actually needed it.
Yeah.
They needed it. They needed a fucking wholesome character. They were like, we just like him. Like you just needed it. And that's why that should work.
And that's why everybody hated when Nate the Great turned out to be a 3-dimensional character.
Yep.
And he wasn't just, he wasn't just going with the flow and all that. Like, he became miserable. And literally it affected the way he looks.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of gray hair and shit, looked just like his dad.
Yeah.
And that's what misery does. It makes you end up like your dad. I don't know about you, but I love my father to death. I don't want to be like him. I told my wife that. I was like, oh man, sometimes I feel like my dad,
She was like, nigga, what?
No, she said, huh? She said, oh, I'm never going to let you get to that point. I said, all right. That's how you know somebody love.
Yeah, there you go. Let me stop you before you get there. Let's just hold up.
You ain't never going to get that far. So
That's
don't worry.
Funny. But yeah, you just look, Ted Lasso comes back March 15th, man. Just watch something. I don't know what that show needs to be for you, but watch something that you actually enjoy. Not that you're drudging through. You're just trying to. And look, a big point is stop trying to keep up with the zeitgeist, right? Just because everybody else is watching a show, if you don't like it, stop watching it. Just stop watching it. Like, you don't have to. Everybody's talking about Velma, so I got to watch it. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you don't like Ted Lasso or you don't like Last of Us or whatever, just stop watching it. Instead of just shitting on it all the time, just stop watching it. Hey, man, did you catch the news? I don't watch that show. It is what it is. It's all right. It's going to be okay if you are not a part of the discourse about a certain show. There are enough people watching whatever show you watch that you can find that.
Well, you'll find people, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's not that fucking difficult.
Right. I don't give a fuck if nobody's watching Severance. My best friend's watching Severance. I talked to him about it, right? So who cares? Like, it doesn't have to be shared with everybody on social media and everything else, but find something that doesn't make you miserable, man. Because if it makes you miserable, what is the point of even watching it?
Like, what was that show, that other Apple TV Plus show that we all watched? That was very fucking good with the terrible ass husband.
Oh, Bad Sisters.
Bad Sisters.
Yeah.
I fucking love that show, too.
Yeah. No, nobody was talking about it.
No one was talking about it. I don't know.
It's just the three of us.
Bad Sisters is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. That show has 4 women trying to commit homicide because they love their sister that much.
Yeah.
Like, it is a wholesome show.
It is totally wholesome, too.
Where women are trying to murder a man because he is not doing right by their sister.
Yeah.
One of the best villains I've ever seen in media.
Yeah.
Oh
by far. By far.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit. But that's a great show.
It's a great show.
Dark,
and
it's a dark comedy, but like, it's so good. Yeah. Watch that, people, if you haven't watched it yet.
Like, just go see
9 years worth of fucking Apple TV Plus because they gave it to everybody for free.
Yeah, exactly. Go buy a new phone and then go watch Bad Sisters. But watch something that you love, man. Watch something that you enjoy. Stop just trying to keep, like, there is a problem. And, people were talking about, like, oh, Marvel's putting out too much stuff. And that's true. They are. But everybody is putting out so much. And everybody feels like in order to be in it, they got to be watching everything. You don't. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to watch every Star Wars show or every Marvel show or every whatever show. Just enjoy television. Like, it's a nice medium. Find somebody to watch it with.
Really fucking good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good shit on television.
Yeah. And you don't have to be fucking miserable about it. All right. That is it. Old man episode with a little bit of dad advice at the end. You're welcome. And we will see you guys next week.
See.
Oh, no, we won't. No, we won't. I'm out of town next week.
Yeah, you want? Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat some authentic tacos. I'm fucking out.
You going to California?
Leonardo is going to be in the comments section hard. What the fuck are you talking about? No, I'm going to Going to the motherland for Mexico. All right. We will see you guys the week after next.
See ya.
Take it easy.